Welcome to Bushy Run.
Good morning. Thank you.
Morning.
Welcome to the Bushy Run battlefield. Here in 1763, Native American warriors fought the British Army for control of the frontier that was to become Western Pennsylvania. The battle, still studied by professional soldiers as a classic example of small unit tactics, helped shape the future of the American frontier. Hey everybody, it's Eric. Good morning. No toys today, a little history lesson. We are standing on Forbes Road, the old interstate back in 1759?
1759, yeah.
1759 in Western Pennsylvania. And we are standing in the spot of the Battle of Bushy Run, where Colonel Bouquet fought Pontiac's men right after the French and Indian War.
On this day.
On this day, the 256th anniversary. And this is the battle that saved Pittsburgh. Let's be frank about it.
Yes.
Without this battle, there'll be no Super Bowl, no City of Champions.
Versus as when he enlisted, and we'll have 6 to 8 of them in one of these little tents, the soldiers, and as a captain or an officer here, this is the way I'm living.
So you'd have like your gathering area and then you'd sleep in the back sort of.
Correct.
Who would protect you? Like would you have people around you to protect you?
No, because I'm not a high enough rank. I'm only, as a captain, I'm in charge of 100 men. I'm not the general or somebody, I'm not going to have a guard. I do have a paid servant that will help me get dressed, help keep things, get my food, things like that. But not
But you have to
important.
fend for yourself when when the going gets Interesting.
All right, so you were just taking a look at the British camp. They lined up for their formation and their inspection.
Yes.
And I also realized I failed to mention exactly why this battle saved Pittsburgh. Because Pittsburgh, Fort Pitt, was built in 1759, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And that was a good year. And Pontiac was sort of, he was getting all the Native Americans all fired up, and he was attacking all the outposts and the forts and the camps and raising a lot of hell. And the king, was that King George?
Yes. The 15th.
Good guess. There was several of them.
Yes.
Word got back to him, so he brought Bouquet over to say, hey, stop this nonsense. And Pontiac was laying siege around. He was setting up a siege of Fort Pitt and Pittsburgh on the peninsula along the Three Rivers. So that was going to happen one day, but Bouquet, Lieutenant Colonel Bouquet, came with his peeps, set a little trap here at the Battle of Bushy Run.
So that he said, well, they're all going to be out in the open. And the Native Americans were like, oh good, we're going to go ahead and we're going to siege. We're going to ambush them.
Here at about 50 minutes outside of Pittsburgh, I'd say east.
Yes, in Jeanette.
Laid a trap in Jeanette, and then there was a 2-day battle.
2 days. There was 2 battles.
We're gonna take you over there, battle. We're gonna take you over there, battle.
And that was in 1763. So all of this happened within a span of 4 years.
That's right. And so Pontiac suffered great losses here and was pushed back to, like, let's say Detroit.
Yeah, west of the Appalachians.
That's Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Very good. That's why we're here, bringing it all to you.
I have it on.
So our official first stop at the Battle of Bushy Hill.
Our first battle will be against
Pennsylvania state law, and we're at the Bushy Run Winery.
We are not purchasing the wine.
We've lost the battle already. We have to wait till 11 to actually purchase the wine.
We're not purchasing, but we're
But-
tasting.
And this is where our journey begins, our historical journey today.
The British Army, once Scotland's armies became part of the British armies, that went to the drums on the firing line. In camp, yes, we played alert calls, but in battle, we played probably 20 paces behind the troops, and we played tunes that were particular to that area. And really what it did was to enliven and energize the troops. We were getting into a discussion about this the other night, but my version is that the Battle of Quebec, the commander of one of the companies ordered his piper off the field because it was his piper. That was his clan piper, and he wanted nothing to happen to him. And the Plains of Abraham was not a nice place to be at that point. Everything was in doubt. So he ordered him off the field. His fellow soldiers would not eat with him, drink with him, talk with him, socialize with him. Total outcast, even though he was not responsible for leaving the field until the first Battle of Quebec when he played, and then everything was all right again.
But so normally there were 2 drummers per company, but sometimes drummers got pulled out of the ranks. Sometimes there were too many drummers. They needed more people shooting. So there was, in between drummers and actual soldiers, there was a lot of fluidity.
So right here you see Forbes Road, which was kind of a trade route, but during the war the soldiers would come in. This is the first battle right here, first action. They came back down. This is the site of the second battle. And these little tiny dots around here were where the Native Americans were. And the big X was where their main camp was. British soldiers settled through here. The Native Americans would circle around, go in, ambush, come back out, go in and ambush until the British came out and did a fake out and basically flanked the Native Americans and started taking them out in that direction here. And the numbers here would tell you where the light infantry is number 2, battalion men are number 3. You've got your cattle and your horses, and the 7th is where the wounded men were. And the 8th would be the first position of the troops, obviously, because it's around the encampment there. And that's about it.
That's right. So they made the Native Americans feel confident, did a fake retreat, and then flanked them on the upper right. Game over. We are back at Bushy Run Winery. It's past 11 o'clock. And
We are now legal.
what would you like?
We started making our wine about 10 years ago. We were encouraged to get our license and sell it. We now sell weekly at the Murraysville Farmers Market on Sardis Road, Thursdays from 3 to 7. We also sell Saturday mornings at the Monroeville Farmers Market from 9 to noon. We're out here today at the Bushy Run Battlefield as some of our wines actually benefit the battlefield. On the sale of each bottle, we donate money back to the battlefield. It's our way of giving back, but we've got some different wines, some fun wines to sample and purchase, and they go great with friends.
Okay, so those statues are set at the location of the first fight at the Battle of Bushy Hill, day 1. The Brits, they were attacked there by the Native Americans. They had the low ground, as you can see. That's not very good. Yeah, not very good at all. So then they took that way. They went that way, got the higher ground, set up camp, and that's where the fight day 2 occurred and things changed for the Brits.
Yes. This is the
Pretty good.
first stop of the battle.
Yeah, we're at the site here of the first battle on the 5th, I think. And we're going to go up to the reenactment on day 2 in just a bit.
Yeah.
I went to the gift shop and I got this very patriotic hat celebrating the original colonies. Do you like my hat?
I do. I like your hat, but and you can thank us for saving Fort Pitt.
You guys did save Pittsburgh.
We did.
Those Brits.
You're welcome. You're
Okay.
welcome.
Thank you.
Captain Bouquet.
This is a weapon that goes on the end of the musket, and the origins of this come from pikes that were also used in the 17th century. So during that time period, a certain number of soldiers would have pikes, and they were supposed to keep the musketeers safe from cavalry attack. Eventually, somebody has the idea of taking this 20-foot long spear that they had, the pike, and just giving everybody a bayonet. The original bayonet was first introduced as what was called a plug bayonet, which went down the barrel, which you couldn't then shoot. This kind is a socket bayonet, and it goes over the barrel, so you're still able to fire your weapon, although it's a little bit more difficult to load it while you have it attached.
Back. This is for our march toward Fort Pitt. I have a blanket roll, canteen, haversack, my cartridge box on the side. I also have a belly box in the front. And when we reenact here, we just have paper cartridges filled with black powder. Of course, there's no ball in those. And we prime the pan of our musket. And there's a little pan in this location right here, touch hole, and we pour the rest of the cartridge down the barrel of the musket. And this is a Longland pattern 75 caliber, so it's a little bit larger, I guess, than Captain Gary's. We could size them up on the ground. Oh, there you go.
So that doesn't look like much of a difference, but when you're carrying one all day, you notice it.
Of course, these are smooth bore. There's no rifling inside, so the musket ball kind of rattles around and it could tend to come out at any different direction. That's why the British Army did fire in volleys to put a certain amount of lead in the air to try to take out a target. They didn't necessarily even aim. They just kind of aimed in the direction of the enemy and turned their heads. So it really wasn't sizing up individual targets.
I have my belt here for a knife. Again, it's multi-purpose for cooking, gardening, protecting me if we get attacked by natives. It does sometimes occur, especially like in church sometimes. Anything else? I do have other purses here with items in, a smaller kind of wallet here which I've got items in as well. I keep my housewife in there, which is like a little sewing kit, but I've left that up at camp because I was doing some sewing. I think that's all.
This has probably been the typical dress, okay? They didn't carry a lot of gear with them like you saw the 60th Regiment soldier. That they might have been coming out from Fort Pitt to break the siege, they're coming out here, they're not carrying a pile of equipment. They're basically carrying their weapons of war. Might be carrying having a shirt, but some will probably typically not. He's got his smoothbore gun. It's probably 62 caliber. It's mainly like a hunting gun rather than a military weapon. He's carrying a shot bag with his bullets and a powder horn that's carrying his powder. And for hand-to-hand combat, it looks like he's turned around. He's got a ball war club. So he's outfitted for military service in the Native Army. Thank you. Come on out. We'll give you a little bit of diversion dress here. He's carrying most of the same thing. He's got a shirt on, and he's using he's got a wampum belt for his powder horn, and he's got a neck knife, and that's all he's carrying. He's got a finger woven sash for his belt, and leggings to protect his legs, and he's got wampum garters for to hold his leggings up and moccasins.
All right, so here you got the walking taco. What is the walking taco?
Besides excellent, the walking taco is in taco with crushed Doritos at the bottom. You could have got Fritos too. In the bag, so you can literally walk around with the taco without making a mess all over you. First bite.
All right, well, I will see you later.
This is a great idea. Flour Bag Fort. We took post last night on the hill. There we encircled the hole and covered our wounded with flour bags. Colonel Henry Bouquet, August 6, 1763. This Ligonier Blue Rock, placed by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to mark the site of the Flour Bag Fort during the Battle of Bushy Run.
Sharpen the knives on the stone. Flat stone. Get the right angle.
He taught her chemistry.
She's got some good stuff on her side.
Let's give our British soldiers a cheer.
If it weren't for us, you'd be speaking French.
This is not the Revolutionary War.
They're moving up carefully. And you can hear the British plan, fire until the powder's gone. The British have one other weapon that's going to be very effective against the Native Americans if they get close, and that's the bayonet. The bayonet is essentially a large knife they put on the end of their musket. It's a triangular bladed weapon, and it makes wound holes that don't close up. So when they attack the Native Americans with it, they can almost be sure that they're going to kill them when they stab them, whether they die then or later. The Native Americans were justly afraid of this weapon and tried not to get too close to the British whenever they were fighting. Now, the Native Americans are feeling pretty confident at this point. They have the British pen. They've killed a lot, and they've probably lost almost nobody in these fights. The British are not able to move.
Moving them tree branches.
So they're just waiting. They're remembering ground. Forced to collapse. Represented here are only a portion of the line, of course. What we're seeing is about the number of combatants who have actually been engaged during the battle. So you can imagine how much louder the battle would have been at the time, with 10 times as many people involved. Smoke would have been created the woods at that time. So during the course of the action, Bouquet's trying to figure out how to get out of the situation he finds himself in. One of his officers comes to him, and what he has to do is pull a number of soldiers out of the front rank, and withdraw them to the rear. There's a line that he's aware of. The ground rises up, and he can hide a good portion. So he has a plan for where he's going to bring the Native Americans in and take countermeasures to deal with them there. From the Native Americans' position, they see the British look like they're starting to retreat. They're pulling out of the battle line. And they're moving away from the battle. They're moving to the east, which is what the Native Americans have planned for them. They've left the position open for them to go that way. They know that when the Native Americans are threatening to the British feel nervous. They're feeling confident, they're moving up to attack, they're getting ready to destroy the British Army here. They feel like that's what they're going to be able to do. Once they push through that weakened line where the British have pulled out, they're going to be able to go in and finish off the British Army because any hole they can punch in a circle leaves them in the rear of the rest of the army. But Bouquet's moved his men around to where the Native Americans can't see them through over a rising. And when the Native Americans look outside, the hill that used to have nothing on it is now covered with a line of red-coated soldiers. And they push forward in advance. And the Native Americans are shocked and surprised, and they've probably lost more soldiers in that 1 minute long charge than they've lost in the battle to that point. So as the British pushed forward, the Native Americans on that side collapsed, and that caused the retreat the entire Native American force. A lot of them were killed, and the rest run. The British forces that launched that attack planned to pursue the Native Americans for 2 miles beyond the battlefield.
That's it, Fort Pitt.
That's right, we came back to the city of Pittsburgh. We are at Fort Pitt, and this is the last original piece of Fort Pitt. It's known as the Blockhouse, and above the door is a plaque. The name is Lieutenant Colonel, I believe. Bouquet.
I'm Bouquet.
He's the one that fought the Native Americans, where we just were at Bushy
Run Trail Hill.
Bushy Hill?
Bushy Hill.
That's right.
But you know what? That whole battle was to protect this. So you can thank the British people. Oh wait.
That's right. And now, the city of Pittsburgh. Thanks for joining us on this adventure. Everybody take care. Be good to one another. And as always, I will see you on the new.
Game. Fire.